Stories have it that a long time ago, there existed a humble riverine island village called Ofemiri. Ofemiri was entirely surrounded by water and was habited mostly by fishermen. The beautiful island village was popular for its fishing culture. Another interesting fact about this village was that the villagers were very good swimmers. They learned how to swim even from childhood, and this was a very important life skill for their village, considering the fact that the entire village was surrounded by water. In this island village of Ofemiri, there lived a beautiful young lady named Aunu. Aunu, as her name implied, was hardly seen under the sun. Aunu would spend her entire day indoors applying herbs to her skin to make her skin look beautiful, vibrant and supple. Aunu was the first daughter of her parents, and her complexion was obviously different from her sister because of her habit of avoiding the sun and cherishing her skin. Her parents were always worried that she hardly helped or contributed to anything in the family. While her sisters would go out to the market to help their parents sell their wares, Aunu would comfortably sit at home. And if she's ever seen under the sun, she would always be with her very large umbrella. This made her sisters very angry and jealous. This went on for years, and Apunu's fame spread far and wide, and men would line up in her father's compound just to seek her hand in marriage.
I'm sorry, but you're way beneath me.
This was her usual phrase for dismissing her suitors. But surprisingly, this didn't deter men from coming to try their luck. Days after days, new faces came to seek her hand in marriage, and the same old story continued. Surprisingly, the more men Aunu rejected, the more her fame grew far and wide like wildfire. Soon after, even men from other villages started traveling to Ofemiri just to see this Aunu. One fateful evening, as she was basking under her favorite tree shade, she heard noises from the village square. A tall, well-built, handsome, rich man had appeared in the village square of Ofemiri. The villagers were so astounded to see such a magnificent figure, and they gathered around just to stare. The huge man introduced himself as Amadi, and he informed the villagers that he was here to seek the hand of Aunu in marriage. Amadi was led to Apunu's compound, and before he could make his intentions known, Aunu accepted outrightly. Seeing how tall, handsome and rich-looking Amadi was, Aunu couldn't wait to see him.
Mind, Papa, it is him. It is him. This is the man I have been waiting for, Papa. Papa, this is him.
Apunu's parents were so surprised because this had never happened before. But most importantly, they were very worried. Her parents went ahead to consult the elders and started making preparations for the traditional rites of Ijuese. Ijuese was a very important marriage rite which involved sending relatives to the village of the suitor to ensure that his background, his self and his family is exactly what he said it is. Once Aunu heard about the preparation for Ijuese, she objected outrightly. She informed her parents that she doesn't have time to waste on frivolous traditional rites. Within the twinkle of an eye, Apunu's marriage was hurriedly prepared and executed. She bade her family farewell and sailed off with her new husband Amadi. Aunu could not contain her joy.
So you mean I'm now the wife of this tall, handsome Dimba? Ha! So you mean me, Aunu, I'm now Munyodubu?
Nothing else mattered to Aunu than for her to reach her husband's house. The journey that was supposed to last for a day lasted for days after days after days. The journey was becoming farther and farther.
Amadi, are we not there yet?
Not yet, Aunu. You must learn to be very patient.
Days after days, they traveled across 7 rivers and 7 seas. Mirinasa, Agunasa. When they finally approached the 7th forest, Aunu was worn out and she was so terrified.
Why is it taking so long to get to his house? Something looks fishy, something is not right.
Aunu started contemplating going back home, but it was too late. How would she start crossing the 7 seas and 7 forests? As soon as they stepped foot into the last forest, Okofia, the apple of her eyes, Amadi, started shifting shapes. He started by returning all the expensive attires he wore to come to marry Aunu. He returned his clothes, his shoes, and every other thing that was expensive on him. When Amadi was done returning his attire, he went ahead to return his usefulness, everything he had on wearing his own. As all this was going on, Aunu was screaming on top of her voice, "Help me, oh, help me, oh, help me, oh!" But no one was there to help her. Once Amadi was done returning his attire and his usefulness, he went ahead to return his body parts. He returned his legs, and next he returned his hands, and the only thing left of him was his head.
Aunu, I hope you still love me now.
Aunu threw her hands up in the air and ran as fast as her legs could carry her. Aunu couldn't believe her eyes. Aunu ran and ran until it started raining, and the waters began to rise until it became flood. Aunu swam as much as she could from all the training she had learned while growing up. 3 days later, Apuna's unconscious body was washed up to the shores of her hometown, Ufemili. Luckily for Aunu, some of the fishermen that were fishing at the river banks of Ufemili recognized her and returned her back to her parents' house. Following the incident, Aunu was unconscious for several days, and when she finally regained her consciousness, she spent her time indoors reflecting on all her evil ways, and she repented of all the things she had done so far. She took her time to apologize sincerely to her friends and her family members, even her sisters, and finally she spent the rest of her time telling her story to the children in the community for them to learn and not to repeat the exact same thing. Thanks for watching this far, and I hope you loved our video. Please leave us a comment, subscribe, share and like. Thank you. See you on our next video. Bye.